Right now, changes are coming to Wisconsin Public Radio. What you need to know if you're an avid listener.
Mild before the rain, but who will see the rain? That's the question.
And a new paid parental leave policy goes into effect this summer for UW employees. How it compares to other universities nationwide. That's all coming up right now on News 3 Now at 10. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you listen to Wisconsin Public Radio, listen up. Starting May 20th, you'll be tuning into either WPR News or WPR Music.
Armand Rahman sat down with the director to find out why and how it'll change what you hear and when.
Wisconsin Public Radio will be changing how it's offering its news and music programs starting in mid-May because they say they listened to audience members and found people are listening to the radio a little differently now.
Like drive time, that there would be, morning commuter listening and afternoon commuter listening. And during COVID, that all went away.
Sarah Ashworth, WPR's director of radio, says they heard that in survey responses from about 6,000 people over the past 2 years, who also indicated more people are ditching the dial for digital.
Fewer and fewer people own radios. It's harder to buy one. And you find that more people are listening on their phones or they're pulling up the stream.
That's why in about a month, you may be hearing
This is All Things Considered here on Wisconsin Public Radio.
at some different times of day. They'll launch a new 9 a.m. daily news talk show called Wisconsin Today and a longer Larry Mueller show on WPR News.
So the team that works on the new Wisconsin Today show will also invest heavily in producing digital stories.
And WPR Music will offer more classical music with a new afternoon classical host.
You'll be able to listen to classical music that comes out of Wisconsin studios, reflects life in Wisconsin.
Their show, The Idea Network, will be retired, and the staff moved into WPR News.
We are not planning any cuts or reduction in hours because of the schedule changes.
Ashworth says this is not due to financial concerns. They're actually in a good position money-wise.
But we don't take that for granted, and recognizing that we need to step up and make sure that we continue to really serve Wisconsin in order to keep that.
WPR will be hosting information sessions throughout the state in the weeks leading up to the change. The one in Madison is on April 25th, and you can register online. It's totally free. Reporting in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Another nice and mild late evening across southern Wisconsin. This time a week ago, how could we forget? Several inches of snow.
But 1 week later, a much different story. How long will these mild temperatures last? Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has the answer in the First Warn forecast.
Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Eric. Yeah, very mild out there right now. 48 degrees, calm. I emphasize the calm because a week ago we had those strong winds too with that wet snow. So just so much progress that we've made over the course of a week. Those April snows don't last very long. With the mild temperatures here in Dane County, we've got mild temperatures elsewhere too across southern Wisconsin. We've got a 51. Camp Douglas, usually you're one of the chillier spots. You're hanging on to one of the warmer spots right now. 50 in Janesville. 51 in Monroe, 50 at Mineral Point, and 43 in Lone Rock. Planning the rest of your night, we'll do temperatures right around 40, so a mild night tonight. We were asked how long will the mild weather stick around? It's going to stick around as well on your Wednesday, upper 60s. Clouds will be on the increase ahead of our next wet weather system for some, and I emphasize for some because coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track that wet weather system and just who gets the rain because unfortunately not all of southern Wisconsin may see those drops.
Fitchburg police are searching for a man who they say assaulted and robbed a woman this afternoon.
It happened shortly after noon in the parking lot of a shopping center on Caddis Bend. The victim says a man approached her from behind, punching her as she was taking her child out of the car. She then fell. Police say the man took off with her purse. She suffered minor injuries but was not seriously hurt. Officers from multiple departments looked for the suspect, but he has not been found. He's described as a white man in his 20s, about 5'6", 160 pounds, wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, dark pants, and a black hat at the time of the robbery. Anyone with information that could lead to his identification and arrest is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number there on your screen, 608-266-6014.
This afternoon, Governor Tony Evers vetoed a Republican-backed bill that would have created grants to fight pollution from PFAS, otherwise known as forever chemicals. At the time, He also called the Joint Finance Committee for a special meeting next Tuesday to approve $125 million in contamination efforts. The full legislature has already budgeted the funds for PFAS mitigation, but the committee still has to sign off on spending the money. Evers said in his veto message he objected to the bill because it limits the DNR's authority to hold polluters liable. The universities of Wisconsin will soon offer 6 weeks of paid parental leave.
Well, that's part of a new policy beginning this summer, a policy that many other universities nationwide follow. Previously, employees could use vacation time, sick days, or unpaid leave. Starting July 1st, employees can receive 6 weeks of paid time off following the birth or adoption of a child. The House is now expected to send impeachment articles against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate next week. That's a week later than House Republican leaders initially planned. The delay comes as Senate Republicans seek more time to develop a strategy to deal with this effort. The House impeached Mayorkas back on February 13th by an extremely narrow margin, making him the first cabinet secretary to be impeached in almost 150 years. Republicans have sought to use the impeachment of Mayorkas to spotlight the Biden administration's handling of the southern border, but the Democratic-controlled Senate is not expected to convict Mayorkas. New body cam footage shows the moments leading to the deadly Chicago police shooting of Dexter Reed, who was killed during a traffic stop last month. The deadly encounter happened in a residential neighborhood back on March 21st. It begins with an officer approaching Reed's SUV here. She can repeatedly be heard telling Reed to roll the window down. After Reed rolls it up, the officer pulls on the driver's side door and orders him to unlock it. Reed apparently says, quote, "I'm trying to." But seconds later, gunfire breaks out. According to Chicago's Civilian Office of Police Accountability, who released this video, police fired 96 shots in just 41 seconds during that encounter.
They shot at him 96 times. They reloaded the clip 3 times. It must stop. It ain't the first person it happened to. And if it don't be justice, if they not held accountable, it won't be the last person.
Officers say Reed was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. The accountability office says Reed shot first. They say a gun was found on the front passenger seat of his vehicle.
A Michigan judge this morning sentenced the parents of Ethan Crumbley, the Oxford High School gunman, to 10 to 15 years in prison. James and Jennifer Crumbley were found guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in separate trials earlier this year. Both will receive credit for nearly 2.5 years already served. Arizona's Supreme Court is upholding a 123-year-old law banning all abortions except in cases when it's necessary to save a pregnant person's life. The legislation from 1864 also carried a prison sentence of 2 to 5 years for abortion providers.
I am angry. I am angry for myself. I'm angry for my daughter. I'm angry for my granddaughter and people across the state that I don't know who are going to be gobsmacked with this.
Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs called it a dark day in Arizona.
Back in Wisconsin, Governor Evers has signed a bill expanding the state's Amber Alert system. The bipartisan Prince Act increases Wisconsin's criteria for issuing alerts for children reported missing. Governor Evers says the Prince Act will make Amber Alerts to the public faster and also help prevent tragedies like this from happening in the future.
The idea of having your child go missing is something that no parent wants to imagine or, God forbid, experience.
The governor signed the bill as authorities in Wisconsin continue searching for 3-year-old Elijah Vu of Two Rivers. An Amber Alert was issued after he disappeared back on February 20th and has still not been found. A new memorial honoring the life of a fallen officer sits outside Chetek's police station.
Yesterday marked 1 year since Emily Breidenbach was killed in the line of duty. Daniel Gomez shares what this means to those who loved the late officer.
1 year ago.
Healing takes a lot of time, especially when somebody is stripped from you so quickly. Emily is missed so much, so terribly, but she's here.
Family, friends, and neighbors lost one of their own.
Just reminiscing, doing some laughing. There was some hugging. It's emotional roller coaster.
A new memorial unveiled in front of the Chetek Police Department bears the name Emily Ann Breidenbach, one of the 2 officers shot and killed during a traffic stop outside the village of Cameron.
The memorial itself is the shape of a teardrop. It's the sad part of it, but that's the only sad part about it.
Chief Ambrosati says that the memorial was months in the making, and every detail was well thought out, from the shape to the scripture. It reads, "No one has greater love than this, that she laid down her life for her friends." Chief Ambrosati says a current officer and friend of Breidenbach picked it out.
I don't know where he got it. He just showed it to me, and I said, that's about as fitting as it can get.
I wouldn't change or alter anything. It's perfect just the way it is.
Ben Breidenbach says the family is grateful for the support, and this memorial,
This one is for the community, a place for them to come.
he hopes that she is remembered by the way she lived and not the way she died.
She'd probably be dancing and laughing and acting kind of silly, but that was her. She was a go-getter. She was a go-getter, and that's just the way she was.
As this memorial helps that memory withstand the test of time.
I hope you all like it. It's going to be here for a very, very long time, long after I'm gone, probably long after my crew is gone.
Each passing day, loved ones and the community hoping time continues to heal the pain away.
Cameron police officer Hunter Shield was also killed in the same incident as Breidenbach. Officials say his family is remembering him in private. Both officers will be honored during this year's National Police Week in Washington, D.C. Their names will be added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial there.
Hundreds of Beaver Dam jobs will be lost starting this summer as a food manufacturer there prepares to close its doors. ConAgra Brands will close its Beaver Dam Bird's Eye food processing facility and warehouse. More than 250 people will be laid off beginning this summer and running through early 2025. The company tells News 3 Now it determined it could meet the needs of the business by making products in fewer facilities. ConAgra owns other well-known product brands like Slim Jim, Orville Redenbachers, and Hunt's. Young entrepreneurs are looking to get your hard-earned dollars.
Still ahead at 10, how an elementary school's business fair is teaching students the ins and outs of running their very own businesses and how you can support them.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Get to work with these men's performance work gloves. Just $2.49 a pair. Clean up with 5 packs of paper, lawn, and leaf bags for $1.99. 6 packs of flowering annuals are just $1.99. And natural wood mulch is $1.69. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals. Plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since the Grace Supportive Care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
We really need new siding.
After I get my windows. Have you tried opening ours?
We're not touching the windows until we redo the roof. It's leaking.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly.
Wait. Everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's because our windows, roofing, siding, and gutters are all guaranteed for life, and our baths have a no-leak guarantee. Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 2 full years.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
From
damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season. The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
The public is learning about new concerns about another Boeing airplane. The FAA says it is investigating Boeing's 787 Dreamliner after a whistleblower came forward in January claiming the company took shortcuts when it built those jets. Whistleblower Sam Selapore, a Boeing engineer, warns the risks could be catastrophic. He says Boeing 777 aircrafts are also impacted. The Boeing company released a statement that says, in part, quote, claims about the structural integrity of the 787 are inaccurate. Well, young aspiring entrepreneurs from the Madison area will get their chance to sell their products this weekend at Acton Academy, Madison West.
The private elementary school is hosting a business fair allowing students to sell goods while learning what it takes to run a business. Now, one of the rules of the fair is the kids are responsible for everything, and that includes funding their business. If you're wondering how, well, they can actually take out loans from their parents to be paid back after the fair.
For me, the best part is just learning how to be an entrepreneur, having my own business, my own responsibilities, paying my own bills, and stuff like that.
Here at Acton Academy, we believe children are much more capable than we adults often imagine. And the business fair is one of the ways that they can really kind of showcase and practice their entrepreneurial skills.
Students are also responsible for creating the actual product, whether it's a baked good, something like slime or bath and body products. The fair is this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Acton Academy, located within the Westminster Presbyterian Church on Nakoma Road.
With spring comes spring cleaning, but that housework you're behind on doesn't have to bring you any dread. While cleaning around the house is mostly a physical act, it comes with benefits for our mental health. Students have shown that just 20 minutes of cleaning can help reduce stress and anxiety. If you are not sure where to start with your cleaning, Dr. Rupa Shah of SSM Health has this suggestion.
Just tackle one area at a time. It makes sense if you try and tackle maybe an area that you use a lot. So once it's clean, you feel better, and then it can kind of motivate you to move on to other areas of your home that you might need to clean.
There are also other health benefits. Dusting around the house can help reduce respiratory issues like asthma and allergies.
Well, now that the eclipse is over, you may be wondering what to do with your eclipse glasses. There are actually a number of organizations that'll recycle or reuse them. Astronomers Without Borders has been accepting donations of eclipse glasses now for 15 years. They partner with organizations where you can drop off or mail your used glasses, including retailers like Warby Parker. You can also send them to Eclipse Glasses USA, which repurposes used glasses for future celestial events. Or, of course, you can always pack them away and hope they're still good when we see the next major eclipse in 20 years. It's time for another check of the forecast, and here is Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Hey, Eric, we got a great forecast. Just one day, one fly in the ointment, one hiccup that Susan was saying earlier today in the 4 and 5 o'clock shows, and that's her Thursday. Otherwise, we got a mild forecast and a warm weekend ahead. Let's track those temperatures right now. Very mild out there. 48 in Madison, 46 in Middleton, 45 in Cross Plains. Stoughton, if you're tuning in and listening to me, you're at 50 degrees right now, so not a bad night at all. 43 in Lone Rock, 51 in Camp Douglas, and 50 to the south in Monroe. Nighttime temperatures and what you'll wake up to on your Wednesday morning, right around 40 degrees. Not bad for April, considering, again, like we were talking earlier in the newscast, we had snow and cold and wind a week ago. Nothing like that in this forecast. 67 for a high temperature as we go on into your Wednesday, with an increase in clouds a little bit later in the day. More clouds on your Wednesday night. Now we have 2 chilly days. Thursday going on into your Friday. You're probably wondering what's up with that. If this is the first time you've listened to my forecast lately, we got a weather system coming on Thursday going on into your Friday that's going to bring some wet weather for some parts of southern Wisconsin. I really emphasize that. Then we go right back up to well above normal, and a lot of folks are posting on my Facebook page about what they're going to do on Sunday at 74. A lot of outdoor activities planned, and it'll be a nice day for that. Scattered showers are expected on your Thursday. Where is that weather system right now? Well, it's currently hanging out over portions of Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas, where they're having a lot of severe weather tonight, and they're going to continue that severe weather across the deep south as we go on into your Wednesday. But that weather system is going to move off towards the north and towards the east, and we're going to get clipped by the north side of that weather system, or at least parts of southern Wisconsin will. Here we go, Thursday noon. Not a whole lot of activity out there according to our future track model. Some showers out to the east, and the trends have been pushing these showers a little bit more to the east with each weather model run. We'll be keeping an eye on that trend over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours. Showers from Madison, I-39, I-90 and off to the east at 6 o'clock. They try to pivot back in here right for that Friday morning rush hour, and then they're out of here. So what does that mean for total water amounts? 1/10 of an inch or less for southwest Wisconsin, 1/4 to 1/2 inch for Madison, and points to the east, as it looks like at this point at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. All right, after that chilly Thursday, it's still cool on Friday behind that weather system, but we bounce right back to temperatures in the 60s. Look at that, 70s by your Sunday. And early next week, early to mid next week, I should say, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is looking warm, bit on the mild side at nighttime. And with those warm temperatures, that will be the fuel with these weather systems coming through for perhaps some thunderstorms. And one or two of those weather systems could bring some severe weather to the upper Midwest.
And coming up in sports, Giannis goes down, but the Bucks win. The latest on the big man's injury. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just 1 visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
You've probably heard by now, but Wanakee Remodeling has been transforming homes for the better part of half a century by installing materials that stand the test of time from a team of trusted home pros. Our design team delivers a turnkey experience for your interior or exterior remodeling project, leaving you with a home you love. At Wanakee Remodeling, we'll never stop improving. Right now, get a special window offer. Buy 1 window, get 1 40% off plus special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more.
Braden Locke got his first taste of what it takes to be a starting quarterback at the Big Ten last year when he started 3 games for the Badgers. Wisconsin went 1-2 during that stretch, but there were flashes, and that experience last year has Locke dialed in on being the guy this season and winning the job as UW's starting quarterback. But right now for him, the spring is all about stacking good days on good days.
I wouldn't say that my mentality is any different. I mean, I understand the role that I'm in. But at the end of the day, anytime I'm on the field, whether it's 1s, 2s, 3s, you know, you're being evaluated constantly, and, you know, you want to perform at a high level and you want to do your job on every snap. It's always going to be hard, no matter where you're at, no matter, you know, what you're trying to do. You know, if you want to be a quarterback, you know, a starting quarterback in big-time college football, you know, you're going to have to go and take it.
The men's basketball season officially ended last night with UConn winning their 2nd straight national championship. So now it's already on to next season, and ESPN wasted no time. They unveiled their way too early top 25, and the Badgers made the cut. Wisconsin enters the poll at number 24 in the country. Might be a bit of a shock with all the moving pieces on Greg Gard's roster, but remember, it is early. Speaking of that roster, another Badger has entered the transfer portal. Isaac Lindsey announced that he plans on playing elsewhere next season. The former Mineral Point pointer played in 46 games during 3 seasons at Wisconsin, where he scored 48 points. Lindsey is the 6th Badger to either enter the portal or declare for the NBA draft. Well, it's been that kind of week for Doc Rivers and the Bucks. Deer hosting the Celtics, looking to snap a 4-game losing streak, and they came out firing. Giannis takes to the cup for 2. That puts the Bucks up 20. But a scary moment in the 3rd. Giannis goes down, grabbing his leg, and he wouldn't return to the game. The Bucks called it a calf strain. Rivers said after the game the concern is high, but he's Giannis, so we're just going to hope for the best. Bucks did get the win. Brewers looking to even their series against the Reds. No score in the 3rd. Blake Perkins sends a little blooper into the outfield. That brings home 2 runners, part of a 3 RBI night for Perk. Brew Crew would go on to win 9-5 the final. And the Masters tees off on Thursday, and for the 26th time in his career, Tiger Woods will be there. The 15-time major champ is seeking his 6th green jacket, which would tie for the most all time. And even with the odds against him, remember, Woods hasn't finished a major since the start of 2021. He knows anything can happen at Augusta.
It's been a part of my life to have won here as my first major as a pro. Hugging my dad, as you saw, and then full circle in 19 to hug my son. It has meant a lot to my family. It's meant a lot to me. If everything comes together, I think I can get one more.
And we're back after this.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win, ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other, and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying... He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win. How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day 1, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up. Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird. With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. the value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. U, get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Get a great deal and do a great deal of good when you shop at Habitat Restore. From furniture and decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need for your next project. Shop our convenient East and West locations today.
Justin, how does Next create trust with homeowners?
Next is a local family-owned business. We've been earning trust for over 20 years, and over 50% of our business comes from repeat and referral customers.
Visit nextwindow.com today.
I worked as a truck driver for 36 years.
And then one day I got this letter.
Your retirement will be cut.
Will be cut in half.
You don't forget something like that.
Every paycheck we put money away. But because of Wall Street greed, boom, it was gone.
But Tammy Baldwin saw what they were doing and wrote a bill to save our retirement.
Then she fought like hell to pass it.
What Tammy Baldwin did for our families, you don't forget something like that.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
So are you saying members of the jury can't have seen any news about Donald Trump's crimes? His crimes are the news.
New tonight.
Runaway houseboat. Okay, not really, but it sure looks that way, right? A 2-story houseboat was being towed by a much smaller boat across the San Francisco Bay to a new dock. The houseboat is the second to last floating home at the Redwood City Marina. That's after a legal battle to evict dozens of people ended with residents settling with the city and promising to relocate.
That's
That
very
is
nice, isn't it?
It's a pretty house, too.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
I thought maybe it fell into the water and just floated away or something. That was
Nice Airbnb, maybe.
Let's go to Alex. One final check of the forecast.
I got nice stuff, too, to talk about. In the temperature trend, look at that. Only 2 days, Thursday and Friday, that are a bit on the chillier side. And even those 2 days are above normal. Otherwise, it's 60s. Look at Sunday. 74 degrees. So if you've got outdoor plans this weekend, it looks sunny, a slight chance of a storm on Saturday and Sunday. Most of that's going to be dry. So what a picture perfect weekend ahead, and a really nice Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s as well. Rain for Madison and points to the east as it looks like right now for your Thursday, but then we break back into that really nice weather and more rain chances next week for those that need it.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.